Welcome to the channel, and imagine for a moment that in the ordinary hum of coin production, among billions of perfectly struck pieces of American currency that pass unnoticed through vending machines and pockets, one small mistake at the Denver Mint in 2020 could have transformed a seemingly worthless 10-cent piece into a coin of unimaginable rarity. A dime so extraordinary that collectors whisper about it like a forbidden legend, asking themselves what if a single slip of machinery or a hidden anomaly made it the most valuable coin ever struck. And as you hold an ordinary 2020 D1 dime in your hand, you might wonder, could this unassuming silver-colored disc be the one that defies logic and history, the one born of errors so subtle yet so shocking that its worth climbs beyond millions, the one coin destined to blur the line between accident and destiny? And to understand why this dime has become the subject of heated debate, obsessive searches, and wild speculation, we must step into the secretive world of numismatics, where history, mystery, and human error collide in breathtaking fashion, because the 2020 D dime, struck in the chaos of a year already etched into memory for turmoil, lockdowns, and uncertainty, became an unlikely protagonist in a story of treasure and intrigue, with experts pointing to rumors of double strikes, misaligned dies, off-center minting, and even experimental planchets that somehow slipped into production, and each theory adds fuel to the fire. For what if the mint itself, already strained by production challenges during the pandemic, accidentally released a small batch of dimes unlike any other, coins with dramatic clashes, missing elements, or impossible features that should never exist, and yet they did, at least according to whispers in the numismatic underground, where collectors chase leads like detectives chasing ghosts. Some claiming to have glimpsed a dime with a ghostly Roosevelt face struck twice, others swearing they saw one struck on a blank meant for another denomination, creating a hybrid error so shocking it could rewrite valuation charts forever. And as these stories spread, the question grows darker: was this a simple mistake, or was it something more, perhaps a hidden experiment by mint workers, or even an intentional slip covered up by official silence? Because the United States Mint, a fortress of procedure and secrecy, rarely admits the scale of its mistakes, preferring instead to bury anomalies in silence while collectors battle over their authenticity. Yet time and again history has proven that great treasures often slip past unnoticed until years later, when someone digs into a forgotten collection or a dusty jar of change and finds a coin that doesn't match the rules. And so the 2020 D dime becomes the subject of countless hunts, coin roll searches, late-night auctions, and whispered exchanges at conventions, where stories spiral out of control, fueling a fever like gold rush madness. Because what if the coin you hold in your palm right now is one of the chosen few, a dime worth not 10 cents but hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, if the error is unique enough, rare enough, shocking enough to rewrite the laws of value? And it is this emotional pull, this wild mixture of mystery and possibility, that makes the 2020 D dime not just a coin but a legend in the making. A story unfolding with every discovery, every rumor, every auction that spikes prices into uncharted territory. Yet what if the greatest twist of all is that many of these dimes are still out there, hiding in circulation, lost in drawers, trapped in jars of forgotten change, waiting for the day someone looks close enough to realize they are holding history in miniature? And that is why collectors obsess, searching tirelessly for off-metal strikes, double die obverse, broad strikes that stretch the coin into alien shapes, or die cracks that snake across the surface like scars from a secret past. And each of these errors transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, a tiny flaw becoming a fortune, a government slip-up becoming a personal miracle. And when you imagine how history has unfolded before, with coins like the 1943 copper penny, the 1913 Liberty nickel, or the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the mysterious extra leaf, all discovered by people who never expected lightning to strike in their pockets, you begin to see why the 2020 D dime inspires such unshakable fascination. Because if history repeats itself, then this dime could be the next great legend. And experts continue to analyze it, arguing in journals, appearing in interviews, speculating about die varieties and minting anomalies, each one adding credibility to the idea that somewhere in the massive mintage lies a handful of coins unlike any other. And for every expert opinion there are also wild theories. Was a worker trying to smuggle out a test strike? Did a machine malfunction during a high-stakes rush to meet circulation demand? Or was there a deliberate decision to release a secret run of error coins, knowing they would one day ignite obsession? And while most dismiss these as conspiracy, the truth is stranger than fiction, because errors do escape, rarities are discovered, and fortunes are made. and so the story builds like a puzzle with missing pieces, each new discovery sparking hope that the legend is real, that the 2020 D dime might join the pantheon of coins whose value defies imagination, but beyond money lies the deeper allure, the emotional thrill of uncovering something hidden, of holding a piece of mystery and history in your hand, a coin that whispers of human error, government secrecy, and the unpredictable dance of chance and destiny, and that is why this dime will never be just another coin, because the longer the mystery lingers, the stronger the obsession grows, and so the hunt continues, relentless, thrilling, endless, a chase that makes collectors feel like explorers, uncovering buried treasure. And perhaps one day the world will see the ultimate twist, when a single 2020 D dime crosses the auction block and shocks the world with a price tag no one believed possible, rewriting the record books and proving that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest secrets. So keep watching, keep searching, and keep questioning. Because the story of the 2020 D dime is far from over and may yet prove to be the most dramatic numismatic saga of our time, and if you don't want to miss the moment when this mystery finally breaks wide open, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more incredible stories of coins that could change your life forever. Next, 2006, P1 dime, and imagine for a moment holding a coin so seemingly ordinary that you might toss it into a change jar without a second thought, yet hidden within its small silver-colored surface is a story so rare, so full of mystery and controversy, that it could change the way you look at money forever, because what if a small, almost invisible mistake during production transformed a 2006 P1 dime USA coin into one of the most valuable coins ever struck, a piece that experts whisper about in hushed tones, a coin shrouded in secrecy and wrapped in the intoxicating mix of historical blunders, accidental brilliance, and obsessive treasure hunting that has driven collectors into near madness in their pursuit of it, for this coin's journey begins deep within the heart of the Philadelphia Mint in 2006. A year when billions of dimes rolled off the presses with perfect precision, or so the public was led to believe, yet in the machinery's relentless rhythm and the strict protocols of quality control, something unexpected occurred, something so small that it evaded the eyes of the most meticulous inspectors, perhaps a misaligned die that shifted a fraction of a millimeter, perhaps a double striking that caused subtle doubling on the lettering, perhaps even an off-metal planchet intended for a foreign coin slipping in unnoticed. And as these anomalies were minted into reality, only a handful escaped the crushing jaws of destruction, slipping quietly into circulation, vanishing into the vast ocean of commerce, where for years they were handed over in change at gas stations, tucked into tip jars, dropped into vending machines, until one fateful day a collector sorting through an unassuming pile of coins noticed something, an odd shimmer, an unusual alignment, a faint doubling of the date, a weight just slightly off from the official 2.268 grams. And that discovery ignited a wildfire of speculation in the numismatic world, where whispers turned to rumors, and rumors became theories, each one wilder than the last. Was this the result of a secret experimental batch? Could it have been a mint worker's deliberate act of rebellion against strict procedures? Was it possible that the coin had been struck on a 90% silver planchet leftover from decades prior, a metal that should have been long gone from the mint stockpiles? Or maybe, some dared to suggest, it was part of an unrecorded test run for a different denomination entirely, accidentally given the dime's design before being released into the wild, and as collectors traded information and photographs in back rooms of coin shows and on private forums, the frenzy grew, with some claiming to have seen auction results in the tens of thousands, others whispering about private deals in the hundreds of thousands, and still a few shadowy voices insisting that one example, perfectly preserved, uncirculated, with the error fully intact, had crossed the $1 million threshold in a secretive collector-to-collector transaction that would never see public records, yet the mystery only deepened as the United States Mint, when questioned, offered carefully worded statements denying any unusual production in 2006. Fueling conspiracy theories that they were covering up a blunder so massive it could undermine public confidence in the minting process, and the hunt for the 2006 P dime became something of a modern gold rush, with people digging through coffee cans of change in attics, sorting through bags of coins from banks, even scouring sidewalks in hopes of spotting the telltale signs, for this was not just about owning a rare piece of metal, it was about owning a slice of living history, a tangible artifact of a mistake that should never have existed, yet somehow did. And every discovery story only added fuel to the fire, like the retired Navy veteran who claimed he found one wedged in the seat cushion of an old pickup truck he bought at auction, or the teenager in Florida who, while rolling coins for a school fundraiser, spotted a faint but undeniable misstrike and sold it to a private collector for more than his parents' house was worth. And the deeper you go into these stories, the more it feels like the 2006 dime isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of the strange ways history can hide itself in plain sight, waiting for the right person to notice, to ask questions, to pull on a thread that unravels a tapestry of human error, chance, and relentless curiosity. And as experts debate whether the surviving examples number in the dozens or the mere handful, the market continues to climb, driven not only by scarcity but by the intoxicating mystery surrounding its origin. For in a world where perfection is the standard, the flaws, those tiny, almost invisible deviations from the expected, are what make something truly extraordinary. And maybe that's why this story resonates so deeply with collectors and dreamers alike, because it speaks to the possibility that the most valuable treasures aren't the ones carefully crafted to be flawless, but the ones born of imperfection, chance, and a momentary slip in an otherwise unshakable system. So if you ever find yourself holding a 2006 dime, take a moment to look closer, to weigh it in your palm, to study its edges and lettering, because you might just be holding not a mere 10 cents. But a key to one of the greatest numismatic mysteries of our time, a key that could unlock not just untold monetary value, but a story that will place you forever in the legend of this elusive, extraordinary coin. And if you've enjoyed diving into this thrilling mystery and want to explore more hidden treasures, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us on the next journey into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins where every detail could be the clue that changes everything. Next, 2021 P1 dime, where today we confront a mystery so electrifying, so steeped in secrecy and numismatic intrigue, that it may forever change the way you look at the coins in your pocket. Because what if I told you that an ordinary-looking 2021 P1 dime from the United States, a coin most people barely glance at before spending, could in fact be one of the most extraordinary, rare, and potentially priceless modern coins ever struck, the result of a chain of events so improbable and so cloaked in uncertainty that even seasoned experts are still debating its origins, its anomalies, and its ultimate value. A story that begins in the bustling, high-security Philadelphia Mint, where in 2021 millions of Roosevelt dimes rolled off the presses under the strict gaze of automated quality control systems. Yet somehow, in that sea of uniform silver-colored discs, a tiny handful, or perhaps even a single survivor, slipped through bearing minting errors so bizarre, so contradictory to the Mint's own standards, that they defy easy explanation, sparking whispers of a hidden batch, a secret recall, and even deliberate obfuscation by insiders who may have realized too late that something extraordinary had happened on their watch. Because unlike the minor off-center strikes or faint die cracks that collectors see from time to time, these rumored 2021 anomalies have been described as catastrophic die clashes where obverse and reverse designs ghost into each other, experimental planchet compositions producing unexpected colors or weight differences, double dies so sharp they look like they belong to an alternate reality version of the coin, and even missing clad layers exposing a brassy, golden tone that the average spender would think is counterfeit. Yet all signs point to their legitimacy and their escape from the mint being nothing short of miraculous. And as word trickled out, first in obscure coin forums, then in hushed conversations at coin shows, stories began to emerge of chance finds in bank rolls, of a Pennsylvania man who claims he withdrew $200 in dimes and spotted one that felt different in his fingers before realizing its edge was missing entirely, of a Midwest collector who swears he saw a double denomination strike where a 2021 dime design was accidentally pressed onto a quarter planchet, and of a Florida metal detectorist whose beach find weighed less than a standard dime yet rang up as pure silver on his machine, all of which sent the numismatic world into a frenzy of speculation, wondering if these anomalies were the product of mechanical failure, human error, or something far stranger, perhaps a test run of a new production method abandoned after a critical failure, or a quiet substitution of foreign planchets due to pandemic-era supply chain issues, or, most tantalizing of all, a deliberate act by a mint employee to create a modern rarity that would rival the great legends of American coinage like the 1913 Liberty nickel or the 1943 copper cent. And the more these rumors grew, the more the stakes rose, because if only a few of these error dimes exist, their value could climb into the tens or even hundreds of thousands, and the first to authenticate and sell one could see a life-changing payday. But as with all great treasure hunts, the path is clouded by misdirection and false leads, with counterfeiters already trying to fake these anomalies, unscrupulous sellers hyping minor flaws as jackpot finds, and experts cautioning that without clear provenance and verification, even a spectacular error could be dismissed by auction houses. Yet this uncertainty only adds fuel to the obsession, because in the shadowy world of rare coin collecting, mystery is the most intoxicating currency of all, and as the hunt continues, new twists keep emerging. Rumors of a sealed box of mint-wrapped 2021 P-dime rolls withheld from public release, an anonymous bidder offering $50,000 sight unseen for a confirmed mint error. And a supposed leak from a former mint contractor hinting that the coin's rarity is no accident but part of a quietly scrapped commemorative project that accidentally slipped into circulation, each twist deepening the sense that this story is far from over, that somewhere out there, in a jar on a kitchen counter or in a forgotten change drawer, lies a coin that could rewrite the record books and make headlines around the world. And as you imagine running your thumb over its surface, feeling the slight imperfections that mark it as special, you realize that what began as a simple dime has become a symbol of possibility, a testament to the idea that history, luck, and mystery can collide in the palm of your hand, and that maybe, just maybe, the next time you get change, you won't just be holding 10 cents, you could be holding a fortune. So keep your eyes sharp, your curiosity alive, and your mind open, because the legend of the 2021 P1 dime is only beginning, and who knows, you might be the one to uncover the final chapter of this extraordinary coin story. So before you rush off to check your change jar, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we continue to chase down the hidden treasures of history that could be hiding right under our noses. Next, 1979 one dime, where today we're diving headfirst into a numismatic mystery that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the loose change in your pocket. What if a small mistake made a single 1979 USA dime the most valuable coin ever struck, a tiny piece of metal worth millions, shrouded in secrecy, obsession, and a trail of jaw-dropping discoveries that could rewrite history? Picture this: it's 1979, the United States is reeling from economic turmoil, disco is blaring, and in the bustling Philadelphia Mint, a seemingly ordinary dime is struck, but something goes catastrophically, gloriously wrong, a minting error so rare, so peculiar, that it transforms this humble 10-cent piece into a legend whispered about in the shadowy corners of the coin-collecting world. A relic so elusive that even seasoned numismatists wonder if it's a myth or a masterpiece hidden in plain sight. Let's rewind to understand how this dime came to be. The Philadelphia Mint, a fortress of precision, was churning out millions of dimes in 1979, each one stamped with the iconic Roosevelt portrait. But amidst the clatter of machinery and the hum of routine, a single coin, or perhaps a handful, slipped through the cracks of quality control, bearing an error that would spark a frenzy decades later. A flaw so subtle yet so profound that it could make a collector's heart stop. Was it a double strike, where the die hammered the coin twice, creating a ghostly overlap of Roosevelt's face, or a missing mint mark that defied the mint's strict protocols, or perhaps an off-metal strike, where the dime was inexplicably minted on a silver planchet meant for a bygone era? The possibilities are endless, and each one raises more questions than answers, pulling us deeper into a rabbit hole of intrigue. Could a worker's fleeting lapse, a moment of distraction, have birthed a coin so rare that it's worth more than a luxury car, a private jet, or even a mansion? Let's set the stage. The 1979 dime was born in an era when the U.S. Mint was under pressure to produce coins at breakneck speed to keep up with inflation and a cash-hungry economy, yet the Mint's reputation for perfection was ironclad, making any error not just a mistake but a betrayal of trust, a crack in the system that collectors would later pounce on like treasure hunters scouring a shipwreck. The stakes were high, and the rumors began to swirl. Some said the error was intentional, a rogue mint worker smuggling out a one-of-a-kind coin to fund a secret life, while others whispered of a government cover-up, a deliberate suppression of these anomalous dimes to avoid public scrutiny. But why would the Mint hide such a mistake, and what did they fear the public would find? As we dig deeper, the plot thickens. Numismatic experts, those obsessive scholars of coinage, began to notice anomalies in the late 1980s, when a single 1979 dime surfaced at a small auction in upstate New York, fetching a staggering $50,000, a sum unheard of for a dime from an era when most were worth their face value, sparking a firestorm of speculation that rippled through the collecting community like a shockwave. The coin, described as a double die obverse, with Roosevelt's profile eerily duplicated, was unlike anything seen before, and its discovery sent collectors into a frenzy, scouring flea markets, estate sales, and even their own change jars, hoping to unearth another. But the question lingered: was this dime a one-off, or were there others out there, waiting to be found? The mystery deepened when a second coin emerged in 1993, this time in a dusty pawn shop in Nevada, where an unsuspecting clerk nearly sold it for $1 before a sharp-eyed collector recognized its telltale signs: a slight misalignment, a faint doubling of the date, and a texture that screamed error to those in the know, fetching a jaw-dropping $75,000 at auction and igniting a nationwide hunt for more. But here's where it gets wild. Some numismatists believe the 1979 dime's errors weren't accidents at all, but the result of experimental strikes, secret tests by the mint to trial new alloys or designs, only to have these rogue coins escape into circulation, each one a ticking time bomb of value waiting to detonate in the hands of an unsuspecting owner. Imagine the scene: a mint worker, late at night, testing a new die, unaware that the coin they're striking will one day be worth a fortune, or perhaps they knew exactly what they were doing, slipping a few errors into circulation as a silent rebellion against the bureaucracy, a numismatic middle finger to the system. The theories don't stop there. Some collectors swear the government recalled these dimes, melting down thousands to erase the evidence of their blunder, yet a few slipped through, hidden in piggy banks, lost in couch cushions, or buried in forgotten collections, waiting for a lucky soul to stumble upon them. The emotional weight of this chase is palpable. Imagine being the person who finds one, a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye but holds the power to change your life, to pay off debts, fund dreams, or cement your name in numismatic lore forever. Let's talk about the collectors, those relentless treasure hunters who've dedicated their lives to this dime, like Harold Grayson, a retired accountant from Ohio who spent 30 years chasing rumors of a 1979-era dime, only to find one in his late mother's sewing kit, a discovery that brought him to tears as he realized it was worth $200,000. A bittersweet reminder of his mother's frugal life and the legacy she unknowingly left behind. Then there's Maria Cortez, a single mother who found a 1979 dime in a laundromat change machine, its odd shimmer catching her eye. She sold it for $150,000, enough to send her daughter to college, but not before enduring a nerve-wracking authentication process that had her questioning whether the coin was a fake, a cruel trick, or the real deal. These stories aren't just about money. They're about hope, obsession, and the human need to find meaning in the mundane, to believe that something as small as a dime could hold secrets bigger than we can imagine. But the mystery doesn't end with collectors. Numismatic experts like Dr. Evelyn Harper, a leading authority on U.S. coinage, have spent decades analyzing the 1979 dime, uncovering clues that point to a catastrophic failure in the mint's quality control, a misaligned die, a contaminated planchet, or even a rare mule error where the dime was struck with a die meant for another denomination, creating a coin that shouldn't exist. Dr. Harper's research suggests only a handful of these dimes, perhaps fewer than 10, survived the mint's scrutiny, each one a miracle of survival, a testament to human error and cosmic luck, but she warns that forgeries are rampant, with counterfeiters flooding the market with fake 1979 dimes, preying on the dreams of collectors desperate to own a piece of history. The stakes couldn't be higher. Imagine spending your life savings on a coin, only to learn it's a worthless replica, or worse, selling a genuine error dime for pennies because you ascended, you didn't know its true value. The tension builds as we explore the darker side of this saga. Tales of betrayal, theft, and even violence over these coins have surfaced, like the story of a Chicago dealer who vanished in 1997 after boasting about a 1979 dime in his possession, only for the coin to reappear years later in a European auction, raising chilling questions about what happened to him. Every twist in this tale pulls us deeper into the unknown. How many 1979 error dimes are still out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be found? Could one be in your pocket right now, masquerading as pocket change while secretly worth a fortune? The numismatic world is a battlefield of hope and deception, where every coin could be a jackpot or a heartbreak, and the 1979 dime is the ultimate prize, a symbol of the chaos and beauty of human imperfection. Let's consider the historical context. the late 1970s were a time of distrust in institutions, with Watergate's shadow lingering and economic woes fueling a sense of betrayal, so the idea of a government mint producing a flawed masterpiece feels like a metaphor for the era, a small, defiant act of rebellion against a system that demanded perfection. The 1979 dime's rarity isn't just about its errors, it's about what it represents, a glitch in the machine, a reminder that even the most tightly controlled systems can produce miracles of chance, coins that defy the odds and become legends. As we unravel this mystery, new questions arise. What if the mint knew about these errors all along and chose to let them slip into the world, a secret gift to future generations, or what if the errors were a deliberate test, a way to gauge public reaction to a new kind of coinage? The possibilities are dizzying, and the stories keep coming, like the 2001 discovery of a 1979 dime in a Texas vending machine, its double-die error so blatant it stunned the numismatic community, or the 2015 auction where a mysterious bidder paid $1.2 million for a 1979 dime with a rumored silver content, only to disappear without a trace, leaving experts wondering if the buyer was a collector, a speculator. Next, 2016 P1 Dime USA coins, where today we're diving headfirst into a numismatic enigma that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the coins jingling in your pocket. What if a single, seemingly insignificant dime, struck in 2016 at the Philadelphia Mint, held secrets so profound that it could be worth more than a luxury car, a dream house, or even a small fortune? Picture this, a humble 2016 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin you might overlook in your spare change, but what if I told you that a tiny mistake, a fleeting oversight in the minting process, could transform this 10-cent piece into a treasure so rare that collectors would sell their souls to possess it? Let's unravel the mystery of the 2016 P dime, a coin shrouded in intrigue, born from chaos at the US Mint, and elevated to legendary status by errors so bizarre they defy explanation, errors that have sparked wild theories, fueled numismatic obsession, and left experts scrambling to uncover the truth. To understand how this dime became a holy grail for collectors, we need to step back to 2016, a year when the Philadelphia Mint churned out over 1.5 billion Roosevelt dimes, each one a tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, his portrait etched on the obverse, a torch flanked by olive and oak branches blazing on the reverse, a design unchanged since 1946. The year the dime was introduced to honor the president who led America through the Great Depression and World War II, and whose March of Dimes campaign helped conquer polio. Yet, amidst this sea of ordinary coins, something extraordinary happened, a glitch in the minting process that no one saw coming, a mistake so subtle yet so catastrophic that it created a coin that could rewrite the rules of value itself. Imagine the mint, a fortress of precision, where massive presses hammer out coins with ruthless efficiency, each strike a symphony of metal and machinery. But what if one of those presses faltered? What if a die cracked under pressure, or a planchet, the blank metal disc that becomes a coin, was misaligned? Or worse, what if a foreign object slipped into the press, leaving an imprint that would haunt collectors for decades? This is where the story of the 2016 P dime begins to twist, because among the billions of coins produced, a handful emerged with errors so rare, so peculiar, that they've become the stuff of legend. Let's start with the rim cut error, a flaw where a piece of the die's edge breaks off, leaving a raised, irregular blob of metal around the coin's circumference. A defect that might seem trivial but can fetch up to $100 for a 2016 P dime graded MS63, as one lucky collector discovered at a 2017 auction, their heart racing as the bids climbed higher, each increment a testament to the coin's rarity. But the rim cut is just the tip of the iceberg. Consider the off-center strike, where the planchet slips out of alignment, causing the design to shift dramatically, sometimes leaving half the coin blank, a ghostly reminder of what should have been. With one such 2016 P dime, graded MS60 with a tilted collar, selling for $130 at a heritage auction sale in 2019. Its misaligned portrait of Roosevelt staring off into the void, as if the coin itself knew it was different, destined for greatness. Then there's the die chip error, a common yet captivating flaw where the die's surface cracks and chips, leaving tiny dings or bumps on the coin, some taking on strange, almost otherworldly shapes that make collectors whisper about hidden messages or secret mint experiments. Picture a 2016 P dime with die chips on both sides, sold for $80 in 2020. Its imperfections a map to a mystery no one has fully solved. But what if the errors get even wilder? Enter the feeder finger strike, a rare anomaly where the machine that positions the planchet scratches the coin's surface, leaving horizontal lines that tell a story of mechanical rebellion. 2016 D-dime with this error fetching $135 at auction, it scars a badge of honor in the numismatic world. And then there's the retain strike-through error, where an object, perhaps a stray piece of metal, a speck of dust, or even a strand of hair, gets stuck between the die and the planchet, embedding itself in the coin's surface, creating a dramatic, one-of-a-kind flaw that makes collectors' pulses race, like the 2016 D-dime graded MS-63 that sold for a jaw-dropping $365 on eBay in 2020, the mysterious object forever entombed in the coin's copper-nickel clad, sparking theories about what it could be. Was it a mint worker's mistake, a sabotage, or something even stranger? The broad-struck error takes the stakes higher, where the planchet escapes the collar entirely, spreading out beyond its normal diameter, creating a coin that's wider, flatter, and eerily distorted, yet still bearing every detail of Roosevelt's face and the torch's flame. One such 2016 P-dime, graded MS-62, sold for $415 at a great collections auction. Its oversized form a testament to the mint's rare lapses in control. But perhaps the most tantalizing error of all is the missing clad layer, where the outer copper-nickel coating peels away, exposing the coin's copper core, creating a two-tone masterpiece that's as beautiful as it is rare. A 2016 D-dime with this error sold amend. Error was edited to remove sensitive information about another user. Sold for $155 in 2017, its copper heart gleaming under the nickel surface, a visual paradox that collectors covet like a lost artifact from a forgotten civilization. These errors aren't just mistakes, they're windows into the chaos of the minting process, each one a story of human error, mechanical failure, or perhaps something more deliberate, something the government doesn't want us to know. What if some of these errors weren't accidents at all? Numismatists have long whispered about intentional errors, coins struck with deliberate flaws to test new dies or to mark special occasions, though no official records confirm such practices for the 2016 P-dime, but the absence of evidence only fuels the speculation, doesn't it? Could a mint worker have slipped a foreign object into the press, knowing it would create a collector's dream? Or perhaps these coins were lost in the shuffle, meant to be destroyed but somehow escaping into circulation, like buried treasure waiting to be unearthed. The history of the Roosevelt dime adds another layer to the mystery. Introduced in 1946, it was a symbol of post-war optimism, yet by 2016, the dime was a workhorse of commerce, its value eroded by inflation, its production a routine task that made these errors all the more shocking, like finding a diamond in a coal mine. Collectors are obsessed with these anomalies, scouring pocket change, estate sales, and online auctions, driven by stories of staggering finds, like the collector who bought a 2016 P-dime for $1 at a flea market, only to discover it was a double die error, where the design was struck twice at slightly different angles, creating a ghostly doubling of Roosevelt's face and the date. A coin that later sold for $750 on eBay, the buyer's hands trembling as they realized they'd struck gold. Experts weigh in with their own theories. Some argue these errors are simply the result of overworked dies, pushed beyond their limits, while others suggest quality control at the Philadelphia Mint was lax in 2016, allowing these anomalies to slip through undetected. But there's a darker theory, one that lingers in the shadows of numismatic forums. What if the Mint knew about these errors and let them escape to create a modern legend, a way to keep collectors hooked on the hunt? The 2016 P-dime's high mintage, 1.517 billion coins, makes the rarity of these errors even more astonishing, like finding a single misprinted page in a library of identical books. Each error coin is a puzzle piece, a clue to a larger mystery. Why did so many errors occur in 2016? Was it a bad batch of planchets, a faulty press, or something more sinister, like a disgruntled employee tampering with the process? The stories keep piling up. A collector in Ohio found a 2016 P-dime with a grease strike-through error, where a layer of grease blurred the design, selling it for $5.99 online, only to learn later it was worth 10 times that amount. Another in Texas stumbled upon a dime with a double rim and die chip, its weight slightly off at 2.24 grams, a subtle clue to its uniqueness, fetching $25 at auction. These discoveries aren't just coins, they're talismans of obsession, each one a spark that ignites heated debates at coin shows, where collectors trade tales of near misses and dream finds, like the rumored 2016 P-dime with a halo effect, a faint ring around both sides, speculated to be a die clash error where the obverse and reverse dies collided without a planchet, leaving ghostly traces of each other's designs. Only a handful are known, and their value could climb into the thousands if ever verified. The numismatic community buzzes with excitement over these coins, with forums like coincommunity.com and eBay listings overflowing with claims of very rare errors, some priced at $200, $350, even $750, though buyers beware, many listings are ungraded, and the true value lies in professional certification by PCGS or NGC, which can turn a dime into a small fortune. The 2016 P-dime's errors aren't just flaws, they're a call to adventure, a challenge to every collector to scour their change, to hunt for that one in a billion coin that could change their life. What makes these coins so gripping is their unpredictability.